Good morning, South Amboy Elementary School. It is Tranquil Tuesday with Mrs. Masella. I hope that you enjoyed your extra day off this weekend, did something either lots and lots of fun or took the time to relax, maybe spend some time with friends and family. So our breath this week is the balloon breath. And remember, with balloon breath, you're imagining that your belly is like a balloon. And when you're blowing up a balloon, the balloon gets bigger. So you should feel your belly filling up with that air. If you're taking a nice deep breath, your belly should move. If you only feel the top of your body moving up in here, then that means you're not taking a deep enough breath. So if you don't feel your belly moving, keep your hand there to remind yourself, oh, I got to make sure I push my hand out. That means I'm taking that nice, deep, relaxing breath. Okay. So that's your way to check yourself if your belly's moving or not. Okay. So let's do some balloon breaths, everybody. First one. Does anybody remember why Mrs. Masella closes her eyes sometimes for her breaths? Some people remembered. Good. I close my eyes so that I can take away all distractions. So, like, I have all these papers behind me, and even though I'm not looking exactly at the papers, they distract me while I'm taking my breaths. So, I close my eyes. So, that might be something you want to do because I know there are lots of beautiful things to look at in your classrooms, or maybe your best friend sits next to you and that can be distracting. So, I encourage you to close your eyes during some of these deep breaths because I promise you it's going to be a much more relaxing and effective breath. Okay, so let's do a few more balloon breaths. Something else that I noticed, I don't know if I've mentioned this to you before, but as I keep doing my breaths, I can inhale and take in a little bit more air each time because my body is a little bit more relaxed each time. So maybe next time we do these together, see if you notice that about yourself. If your inhale gets even deeper as you're doing your third or your fourth or your fifth breath. Okay. All right. So for my message this week, I need to start off by making you just a little bit uncomfortable, but I promise then we'll go right into what the positive message is. Okay. So I need you to think about something that you're afraid of. Okay. For me, it's heights, meaning that if I'm up very high somewhere, it makes me nervous that I'm going to fall. Even if I'm completely safe and there's railings and nothing bad is happening, I just have this really scared feeling inside of me. Okay. For some people, they're afraid of the dark. Some people are afraid of new people, meaning that when they are new somewhere, they get very shy and it's hard for them to make friends or to talk to people. Some people are afraid of not doing well, of failing. Okay, so there's all different kinds. Maybe you're afraid of spiders. I don't know. I love spiders. Um, but we all have fears. We might have one or two fears. We might have lots of fears, and that's okay. So I want to talk to you about the fact that we all have fears, but we don't let those fears stop us. So what that's called is being brave. Being brave doesn't mean that you're not afraid. Being brave means that you're going to do what you need to do, even though you're afraid. So I'll give you an example. I got an opportunity once. My friend years ago gave me tickets to the symphony, which is an orchestra, and the tickets were inside. Lincoln Center, and our seats were very, 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 very high up. And when we first opened the door to find where our seats are, because it's inside, I was so very scared. I froze up. I grabbed onto the doorway, and my friend looked at me and said, Michelle, I'm so sorry. I forgot you're afraid of heights. And I said, it's okay. I'm going to give myself a minute. I'm going to take some deep breaths, and I'm going to do this. So I was so very scared, and I was so worried that I was going to fall, even though I was perfectly safe. That's what fear does to us sometimes. But I took my deep breaths, and I took my time, and I was talking to myself. I did some self-talk saying, it's okay, you're fine, don't worry about it. And I slowly made my way into where my seat was. And when I first sat down, because I could see down into the lower part of the theater and it was really high up, I was nervous, and it took me a while to be able to relax, but I did it. So that's an example of being brave. If you're somebody who is afraid of the dark, maybe you start by keeping a nightlight in your room and realizing, okay, my room is a little bit dark, but it's okay. And then maybe you move the nightlight out into the hallway right outside your room so that your room gets a little bit darker. And then you say, okay, I can do this. I can sleep. It's all right. I'm safe. And then eventually, maybe you don't need that nightlight at all. And if you always need it, that's okay too. But being brave is not getting rid of the fear. The fear is still there because we're all afraid of something. But not letting that fear stop you. That's the most important thing, is to be brave and move forward and do what it is you want to do and reach all of your goals, even though you're afraid. So you might be afraid of failing a spelling test. Don't just say, well, I'm not going to do it because I'm not going to do well. Be brave. Try it. Do it. You might be learning something new in math with fractions, and you say, oh my gosh, I'm not good at math. I can't do this. I'm just not going to even try. That's not being brave. Don't give up. Don't quit. You are brave, and you will see that if you continue to be brave, you'll be successful. And even if you don't do whatever that thing is perfect, or even if you make a ton of mistakes, you can feel proud of yourself to say, but I tried. I didn't give up. So that's our message for this week. Okay, everybody, I am brave. Say it again with me. I am brave. It's okay to be afraid. Just don't let that fear stop you. One more time, everybody, loud and proud. I am brave. My friends, find something to challenge yourself this week, something that normally you would shy away from or be too nervous to do. Find that bravery inside that heart and do your very best. And you will feel so proud of yourself by the end and know that you were brave, because you are. Have a great week, everybody. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.